Hey runners, happy Sunday, November 12th. It's 1:15 p.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's been a while since I posted or uploaded a vlog, but wanted to let you know how things are going. Things are going well, very good indeed. As some of you who've been following the channel know, I've been training for the Philadelphia Half Marathon, which we are exactly 6 days from the race. It's actually a weekend of racing. My half marathon is on a Saturday, the 18th of November, and the marathon that my wife is doing is on Sunday, the 19th. There's also an 8K that's after the half marathon on Saturday. You can do challenges where you do the 8K and the half, you can do the half and the full, you can do all three. So I'm just sticking to one. I'm just trying to run one very good race. So thanks for stopping by. And yeah, so what have I been up to? It's been weeks since I've vlogged, and wanted to give you kind of an update on how things have been going. So today was my final run for week 11. I do a 12-week training plan. I've been doing that for years. I used to do longer ones. Sometimes I incorporate like a 2 to 4 week build up, depending on mileage. But typically 12 weeks is my bread and butter. It gives me just enough time to train. Unless I need a little bit more as I'm building up mileage. So yeah. So I'll let you know how things have been progressing, where I anticipate I may fall on race day, and just, yeah, let you know what we are looking at for the race coming up. So it's been going well. The temperature here in Phoenix has been incredible. It's just the mornings are, we did get down to like upper 40s a couple days ago, but for the most part we've been in the 50s, and looks like we'll be inching up a little closer to the low 60s maybe in about 2 or 3 days, as we have a little warm spell, which for us a warm spell this time of the year is upper 80s. But yeah, nothing crazy. So I'll kind of take you through what I've been doing lately as far as my training is concerned. So like I mentioned, 12 weeks for training, and it's been going great. I've had some really good speed workouts, long runs, and your easy day and recovery runs. One of my better training blocks, I want to say, the last half marathon I did about a year ago, I felt very good about as well. And I didn't run that. I ran it well. It was about 0.3 of a mile longer. Most people got the same. It is what it is. So I probably would have finished. I was like 155 and change. Probably would have been like 153 or so. And I felt pretty good with that training. However, in that block, I only ran 10 to 10.5 miles as my longest long run, and I did that like about 4 times. This training plan, I was able to get up to 13 miles, which I try and shoot for in a training block. And yeah, I mean, I want to say I hit all of my speed workouts, which it's fine if you don't. Sometimes those workouts are designed where you can't. All with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 that I didn't hit the splits that I was intending to do. But other than that, I'd say if I had to give myself a grade for this training block, the runs itself, I'd say B plus A, A minus. And overall training, strength training is definitely an area that I didn't do as much this time. So, we'll see how that pans out on race day. But I've been able to stay healthy. I had a little issue with my chest and the breathing a little bit, and a little lightheadedness here. I'm not 100%, but I'm I'm going to say 90%. Like I feel really good. And so I'm glad that part back at the end of September to end of October stretch is hopefully behind me. So looking at things here, like I mentioned, the long runs, I got up to 13 miles. I had really good training. I got some speed work. Once a week I would do speed work, and then I'd sometimes also incorporate some speed work into the long run days. I did a long run of 10 miles on November 4th a week ago, and that was doing about 4 miles at race pace. For me, 8:30 to 8:35 per mile is what I'm shooting for. I did that last week and during my 10 mile run, and that felt really good. I hit 4 miles. I think it was like 8:26 or so, 8:24-ish. So yeah, felt strong. Yeah, no issues there. And then, the week before that, I had 13 miles, and that was the 28th. And, I did 2 sets at 3 miles at race pace. So again, 8:30 to 8:35 was a target. Closer to 8:30 would be great. During that 13-mile run, 13.1 exactly, yeah, I did 8:27, 8:26, 8:24 for an 8:26 average for those 3 miles for the first set. And then in the second set, I ran 8:23, 8:28, 8:20 for 8:24 set. So that's, if you average both out, 8:25, right on pace, a little bit quicker. But yeah, that felt really, really good. No complaints there. Just really solid day. And then, the speed workouts have been really good as well. Aside from the long runs there, I've done like 3-mile tempos at 8:20, 4x1 mile repeats at half marathon pace. Some of those coming really early in the morning because my wife was working early on some of her days, and so I would get out there just making sure there's extra eyes out there when she's out there early in the morning. So we were out like 4 a.m., 4:30. So we were getting up pretty early in the morning. So, when it's pitch black, dark out there, and we always wear lights, it feels different, right? And it took a little time to kind of get into it, but then I got into my paces and hit those. So I was grateful I was able to do that. So yeah, really everything's been trending to where I am hoping I'll land. And I've been doing, there's this VDOT calculator by Jack Daniels, who, basically if you put in your latest race, it'll kind of give you a projection of where you're going to land on race day. And it's definitely not a guarantee, and not everybody is going to follow that to a T. Like my wife, for example, never really falls in line with what her races say she'll do. And some it's pretty close. I know with myself, it have been trending to what I've been racing, so I feel confident. My 5K races that I've been doing over the summer has been really good. I've been running those. Last one I did was 7:48 pace, 7:50. And so basically, kind of with all the numbers I ran in the system through the VDOT calculator, basically 151.25 to, and I'm just putting it in here, 152.30. So maybe just right under 152, which that would be fantastic. If I can run sub 152, I haven't done that in a while. I'd be happy. If it's a great day, I mean, just outstanding, and I get under that, and I'm in 151 territory, like 151 and like low 151, that would be, yeah, I would just be ecstatic. So the course, I don't know how many of you have run Philadelphia before. We've never been to the city, so we're looking forward to it. It'll be our first trip, a runcation, if you will. For the half marathon, even the marathon, there's not a lot of hills. I think we run up one of the bridges on the freeway, but right around mile 8 or 8.5, and then like 9.5, 10 miles, those two areas, there's a little bit of a hill. And other than that, you know, you're in downtown or city center, as they call it, Philadelphia, and then you kind of run along the path, which is nice. I can't remember the name of that river, but yeah, it looks pretty scenic. And what else? Yeah, just it looks. I mean, I believe they had 30,000 runners last year for the entire weekend. That is, so there'll be quite a few half marathoners. Some doing the 8K, and then the following day the marathon. As far as temperature is concerned, you know, we're about a week out. There's a slight chance, it looks like, when I pull up the weather, and we've been watching the news. So what I like to do is, I'm a weather junkie. I like watching the weather in other locations where we're going to. So a couple weeks out, just kind of follow it and see what the latest news is going on there. Tuned into a couple of the you know, ABC, NBC, CBS affiliates out there, and just been tracking the weather and seeing how things have been progressing. Like right now in Philadelphia, it's 3:30 or almost 3:30. It's 49 degrees, and on race day, it says AM showers, and the low about 50, and the high about 56, which is actually a little cooler now than before. I think it had it at 60, and then Sunday they had it at 65 degrees. So that has come down a little bit. I'm not sure about the AM showers, how much they're talking about, and the winds are 11 miles an hour, which that is the only thing that I think that I would not really look forward to. A little bit of rain's fine, as long as it's not a downpour. And then how much of a wind are we talking about? Because last year for this race, it was cold. We weren't there, but you know, we had tracked it and watched the news, and even went back and looked at data for the past temperature. For the half was like 32, got up to 35 by, you know, after a couple hours, and then the marathon was like 35, and then dropped to 34 after about 3 hours. We shouldn't have that kind of weather this weekend, but the rain showers early with some sunshine. Sunshine's good. We'll see how much rain that is, but the wind's at 10 to 15 miles an hour. That means there's usually some gusts involved, which could be 20 miles an hour or in excess. But regardless, you know, I'm not going to not do the race because it's going to rain or be windy. I just take my training that I have worked consistently at for these 12 weeks and do my best on race day, you know, not go out too hard, run those little hills that we come across, smart, and any little downhill we have, you know, let the body go. So I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be a good day. I'm ready, and I can't wait for my wife to also have a great race in her marathon. So there's a lot there. You know, when you put in training, it's not a guarantee, definitely not, because I've had trainings where it's went well, and on race day, it just all fell apart. Whether I got sick or just wasn't in the cards, or vice versa, the training block wasn't that great. You know, I had a lot of questions. How was I going to race? And then on race day, I surprised myself. Back in I think it was 2011, we went to Eugene, Oregon. I got sick. I think we arrived a couple days before, and I really got sick, real sick. And I didn't know how I was, I didn't know if I was going to be able to race, but on race day, I had one of the best races. So, you know, you toe the line unless you really can't, if you're injured or you're really sick where it doesn't make sense for you to go out there and do it. That's what it would take for me not to do the race. So I'm going to go out there and, you know, I've got plans in place. You know, if it's a great day, definitely I'm going to make sure that I finish strong. And if it's a day where it just doesn't go your way, you know, just manage that, right? Break it up into little segments and just be strong and remember all the positive training runs and races that you've had. And I've got that in my mental bank there in my compartment so that I can draw upon that if and when I get to those dark patches. So anyways, that's enough me ranting. Want to give you an update. Again, we are ready to race the Philadelphia Half Marathon, and my wife will do the marathon, and I'm hoping for great news. We'll definitely follow up sometime that following week, which is Thanksgiving week, with an update, and I hope you guys are doing well. And if anyone is doing the Philadelphia marathon or half marathon, comment down below, and yeah, maybe we'll see you out there. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and have a great upcoming week, guys. Take care. Bye.